Tough loss, Laker Nation. But plenty of encouraging things I've seen this game to hold my head up high as a Laker fan. Lakers lose to the Bulls 115 to 110 behind Demar Derozen's 38-point game performance. He was sensational down the stretch for them. And overall in this game, Lakers had a good shot to win this game, but they couldn't close it. But before I get into my thoughts on this game, if it's your first time to the channel and you're looking for a different flavor of Laker content on the tube, consider subscribing. For those of you who are already subbed, switch that notification bell to get alerts when I drop videos. Laker Nation, show a brother some love by hitting that like button so that more Laker fans can get their eyes on this video. Now let's get into it. Now, despite the turnovers, the Lakers had 5-7 in the first quarter. And then when Lonzo was scoring well, having 10-plus points, and Bron not having his imprint on the game to start, the Lakers still was in the game going into the second quarter down by 6, I believe 28-22. And then Lakers didn't, do well in transition with their defense and taking care of the ball overall in this game, particularly in the first quarter. I thought Russ did well attacking the rim for the Lakers, putting pressure on the Bulls defense, giving the Lakers a little bit of an offensive surge before the quarter ended. Also, Rondo coming in with Carmelo Anthony gave the Lakers a boost with Rondo's playmaking ability, and then Carmelo hitting some shots from the perimeter. You know Carmelo, man, never met a shot he never liked. And he's instant offense. And so he was doing pretty good as well, hitting shots in the post against Bull defenders when they're playing switch defense, things of that nature. And then one thing you can always count on when it comes to Rajon Rondo is that he's always going to stabilize things on the offensive end as a floor general. No matter how old he is, he's going to get guys the ball in the right place. He's going to bring order to the team. He had a nice diss to DeAndre Jordan coming in shortly, off the bench. Off of dribble penetration, he was able to find DeAndre Jordan diving to the rim. And then DJ was able to get an easy layup with a pocket pass. That was nice from Rondo, man. Like I said, you're always going to get that from Rajon Rondo. And I don't know why Coach Vogel doesn't play him more. He should play him more. Even if the Lakers are not shorthanded, he should be in the rotation. But it is what it is. Lakers in the second quarter got off to a strong start with a LeBron James shot attacking the cup. In transition, getting to the rim after turnovers, man, things of that nature. He was attacking the rim very well this game, capitalizing off of Bulls playing switch defense and having guys like Caruso on him. But, however, Lonzo Ball was able to continue his hot shooting from the first quarter going into the second quarter. And Lonzo, man, has shown tremendous progress since, his time with the New Orleans Pelicans. He has made a leap to being a legit jump shooter, man, and a threat from the perimeter, going from low 30s or whatever to about 20% 3-point shot wise, I believe, all the way up to about 37%. He has shown much better confidence in his game, and overall, man, it was just Lonzo Ball's mindset. That's what was holding him back from the beginning when he was on the Lakers. But I thought the Lakers were overcommitting on the defensive end. Dribble penetration, leaving perimeter shooters open for the Bulls in the first half and overall in this game, but particularly in the first half, they did a poor job in terms of chasing guys off the line and then over-helping on dribble penetration, and they left shooters open and result, and they were able to capitalize on that. But despite that, I thought Carmelo really gave the Lakers a lift as Lonzo's offense was carrying over from the beginning of this game into the second quarter. But the Bulls had Nikola Vucevic guarding Carmelo Anthony, who had trouble guarding him on the perimeter, which allowed Carmelo Anthony to use his foot speed to sell the drive, and then Vooch had to sag off of him, leaving Carmelo Anthony open for the perimeter jump shots this game. I thought Coach Fizdale did a good job countering the Bulls' type of style of play, matching up more with them by going small with LeBron at the 5 and then Carmelo at the 4. The lineup of Bron at center, Carmelo at the 4, I believe Russ, Ariza, and Rajon Rondo made a strong run and got to within 2 points, I believe. It was nice to see Ariza hit his first bucket as a Laker, man. He's been out for a while in the right corner. More to come for Trevor Ariza. And hopefully, people are depending on him to be, that player that unlocks the Lakers defense and offensively. So we'll see how it goes. I think he's going to be a big pivotal part, but to depend on him when he's, on his way out the league, and not as effective as he used to be, might be fool's gold, but we'll see how it goes. I think he's going to unlock the Lakers. He's going to be important, but I don't think he's going to completely change the mentality of his team. The leaders have to change. Guys have to sacrifice. And we just have to play with energy and effort like we did this game, and heart. So that was definitely the encouraging thing this game for me. But Lakers had 10 turnovers. Bulls had 11 free throws to the Lakers only having 2. And despite that, the Lakers were, despite that, the Lakers are still in striking distance. Down by 2, 61-59 going into the second half. I thought the Lakers' small ball lineup with Bron and Melo was effective for the Lakers, and with IT in there as well overall in this game. It really helped the Lakers offensively, and they were scrappy, man. You would have thought that it would have been kind of a shit show defensively, but they did a really good job. Carmelo and IT, 2 staunch, lame defenders that can defend a damn lick. They did a good job. I got to give them props. They did a good job being disruptors, getting their hands on balls, things of that nature, and rotating and showing effort, man. And so props to them both, because they have a reputation for not being good defenders, but they did a pretty good job this game against the Bulls. 2 things I really love was seeing LeBron at the 5. He was operating as the roll man, not handling the ball as much, and Russ was. You just seen how much more effective that dynamic was. LBJ had easy buckets at the rim, and Russ was playing in rhythm as opposed to playing off the ball, standing in the corner. When LBJ is handling the ball, it's a much discernible difference, Laker Nation. It's it's night and day, man. And, obviously there's less movement, and the offense doesn't go as quick when LeBron James is handling the ball on the perimeter compared to Russell Westbrook, who operates a lot more faster. And that's the key distinction offensively for the Lakers, and why the offense looks more smoother. But I loved how Russ was handling more, and that's why, like I said, the Lakers offense was much more smoother this game. And I've been saying that. LeBron has to sacrifice more, play in the post, play off the ball, set picks like he did this game, particularly in the second quarter a lot, playing as the small ball 5 guy. I said this in my season preview with Dime Dropper, that LeBron has to be the one to sacrifice more because of the fact that he offers more. He has to be the one that has to sacrifice the most. He offers more as the best player in the team still, and he's able to adapt more compared to Russell Westbrook. You have to play to his strengths because he doesn't know how to adapt as well. But I also liked how Russ, before the second quarter ended, called a trap on DeRozan, close to the half court in that area, at the top of the half court, before he was able to attack the cup and drive towards the rim. As soon as DeRozan put the ball on the floor, Russ came from his blind side and forced DeRozan to pick up the ball after he dribbled it, and then that resulted in him having to force a pass, and I believe it was to Caruso, if I'm not mistaken, and then a shot clock violation happened in a result of Russell Westbrook knowing when to double, little things like that, man. Little things like that. I love watching as a student of the game. Good recognition by Russell Westbrook. As a point guard, you're not just tasked to direct traffic on the offensive end, but also on the defensive end. And defense starts with you on the perimeter, because you're the start of the defense. You're the head of snake, so to speak, on the interior before it gets to the interior, or exterior rather, before it gets to the interior. It's your job as a point guard to be engaged on the both ends of the floor. But Lakers outscored the Bulls 37-33 in the second quarter. They held the Bulls to 43%. Lakers shot about 57%. So you got to ask yourself, despite the good shooting by the Lakers, why weren't they up? But the Bulls had 11, free throws, I believe. And the Lakers only got to the line, I think, 2 times. Lakers had 10 turnovers as well. And the Bulls shot 44% from the field. But they had more free throws, and the Lakers had too many turnovers. So that was why the Bulls were up. But Lonzo had 14 points for the Bulls. DeRozan with 15. For the Lakers, Carmelo and Russ had 12 apiece. LBJ with 10 points. IT with 9 points. Lakers going into the second half down by 2, 61-59. I like how Coach Fizz rewarded the small ball lineup. The Lakers in the third quarter, they came out with the small ball lineup of Russ, IT, Melo, Bron, and Ellington. The energy was lit as fuck, Laker Nation. This was the most spirited I've ever seen the Lakers play on both ends of the floor against an elite team in the Chicago Bulls, who wiped the floor with them at home last matchup. And mind you, this was with AD the last time. This is without AD right now. So he's going to be out for about a month or so. And, you know, being shorthanded, and they still held their own. Funny thing is, it was under Fizdale, who presumably, allegedly, will be head coach if Vogel was canned now. Obviously, I'm not saying I want to see that, but guys' body language towards Coach Fizdale was much better, discernibly better to that of Vogel from what I've seen. Guys were hustling more, chasing guys off at the three-point line and scramble defense, rotating, helping the helper, moving without the ball, things of like that nature. Sometimes a new voice is needed, and I'm not advocating for Frank Vogel to be fired, by the way. I'm just saying that the guys responded better to Coach Fizdale, despite being, you know, shorthanded. So we'll see how it goes, but this is the best I've seen them play all season long on both ends of the floor, and it was under Coach Fizdale, so that's, you know, let that marinate. We'll see how it goes, but LBJ was continuing to beast in the inside when the Bulls had Caruso on him. And then Carmelo Anthony, sheesh, man. What a nasty spin move. Step back dribble move on Vucevic around the 7-minute mark in the third quarter, man. Nasty. Hitting that three-point shot. Carmelo Anthony's never met a bucket he didn't like, man. And he's a professional bucket getter, even at this stage of his career, at this age, about 36, 35 or so, 37. He still can get buckets, man. But, you know, after getting stops, Lakers were able to get out on the break and into early offense. When the Bulls had Vucevic, they couldn't capitalize with him in the paint. You know, instead of posting him up on smaller players, they had him jacking up shots. So I don't know what the hell Coach was doing over there for them. I have no clue why he was jacking up shots, but the Carmelo Anthony did a good job of having him settle from three-point line, getting, you know, banging down low with him, things of that nature. And in our smalls like IT, man, Russ did a good job, phenomenal job, showing active hands and feet, rotating over on Vucevic in the post and doubling him, as well as when he was the roll man and pick and roll. Just being constant disruptors, man. That's all you need is energy, effort, and heart. And they displayed that in the third quarter and overall in this game, particularly in the second half. But the third quarter, man, and all the way in the fourth quarter, they showed that. And you have to be encouraged, Laker Nation, despite the L. If the Lakers played that way, how they played spirited in the second half overall, if they do that every game, they give themselves a great chance to win against any team. They have the talent to do it. They just have to put the effort, heart, and energy, man. That's been our main issues, is starting out game strong, ending game strong. But I'm encouraged, Laker Nation. I am encouraged from what I've seen this game. And they were shorthanded. They came out. They battled. They took the L. But they didn't get blown out. They didn't show any type of, you know, defeat or anything like that. They didn't lay down. So, you know, that's to me, that's an encouraging thing for the Lakers. But Lakers in the fourth struggled, missing free throws when they were down. And, you know, they had opportunities, but they couldn't capitalize off of making free throws when they got there at the line. And also controlling the boards. Lakers gave up 16 offensive rebounds in addition to their 31 free throws for the Bulls, man. The Lakers missed 8 free throws on 22 attempts. So that's the ball game right there for the Chicago Bulls, man. That's the ball game right there. And then Demar Derozen was sensational down the stretch in the mid-range. True mid-range assassin, man. 38 points for DeMar DeRozan, hitting all the big shots when the Bulls needed it to keep the momentum from swaying over to the Lakers. He controlled the game for the Chicago Bulls. He wouldn't allow the momentum to go over all the way over to the Lakers. He has some big timely shots for the Chicago Bulls in the mid-range. And despite the 20 turnovers and then allowing 16 offensive rebounds, the Lakers being shorthanded, like I said, without AD, they still almost won this game, Laker Nation. So I'm encouraged because they brought energy, effort, and heart more than they ever did in any game this season, despite the circumstances, and that's all you can ask for. That's all you can ask for. So I'm proud of the fellas. So let's get to the player stats to close out this game recap. 38.6 assists for the marvelous DeMar DeRozan of the Chicago Bulls, man. So fun watching him in the mid-range. They say you need a 3-ball to dominate nowadays, man. But DeRozan dominates in the mid-range game, man. These so-called analytic experts, they ain't know shit. They ain't knowing. The mid-range game is where it is and will always be. Always. And like my coaches told me, you have that in your game, in your arsenal, man, you're ahead of the competition when everybody trying to jack up threes nowadays, man. But LBJ with 31 points, 2 blocks, 14 rebounds, 6 assists. I like how he was playing this game overall. as a weak side help defender, getting blocks, setting up guys more for picks, like Russell Westbrook playing on the ball, things of that nature, rolling to the rim as a roll man, handling less, playing in the post, allowing Russ to handle the ball more. I just love what I've seen from LeBron James. I hope he plays more like this. We need him to play more like this and allow Russ to be himself, and for him to be in the post, because he's much more of an effective player, even as a playmaker in the post, man, because he's closer to the rim. You already know he's going to beast players down low, especially when he dips that shoulder into them. He's hard to stop. So I would like to see that more from LeBron James. Carmelo Anthony with 21 points, 5 rebounds, 2 blocks. I thought he did a good job capitalizing off of the mismatch with Vucevic, defending him on the perimeter. And defensively, man, in the post versus Vooch, I thought he did a good job banging down low, forcing Vooch to settle for jump shots instead of inside scoring. So solid job by Carmelo Anthony on both ends of the floor. And then Russell Westbrook with 20 points, 2 blocks, 8 assists, 8 rebounds, and then 13 points for Isaiah Thomas, man. He has been a spark plug for the Lakers. He has shown that he can be a consistent spark plug and bringing the energy that the Lakers need. It's an ingredient that the Lakers need, definitely. I'm on the train, Laker Nation. I am on the IT train. I think the Lakers should probably sign him for the rest of the season. What do you guys think? Sound off in the comment section down below. Let me know. Should the Lakers sign IT to the rest of the season? He's been giving consistent energy, and that's a missing ingredient that the Lakers need. So we'll see how it goes. But let me know in the comment section down below. All right, Laker Nation. Tough loss, but encouraging things I've seen in this game that the Lakers can carry on to the next game against the Phoenix Suns. It's going to be a tough one, but they got to bring it. So we'll see how it goes. Comment, like, share, and subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.